Okay, there's some things that I want you to know. This is what you would hear from me if we were having a one-on-one session, and this is a lot of what you're going to hear from me in the instructional videos. Most of them are under a minute long, and I talk with you just like I'm talking right now so that you feel like I'm there coaching you in that moment. So we're going to go over a standard type of doing sets and reps. Then we're going to talk about drop sets, and then we're going to talk about strength sets and the reason why you would want to be doing those variations. And if you are in the group Fat Life container, bring your questions to the Friday call. You can also post in our group. If you are in a private Fat Life container, you could always drop a note to me in our Telegram channel. You can show up to the Friday group call. You know that's a bonus for being in a one-on-one container. Or of course, you can wait until we have our one-on-one call every other week. So let's jump in really quickly. So the standard is 4 sets. And this has worked really well for myself and my clients. And so as a generalization, you're going to start with a light enough weight that you're going to get 15 to 20 reps, even 25 reps, if you want to get like a nice blood flow going. Set number 2, you're going to go a little bit heavier in your weight, and then you're going to try to hit 15 to 20 reps again. You're going to rest, and most of your rest periods are going to be about a minute. And if you work out with someone, you just take turns doing the exercise, and that's usually adequate rest. Set number 3, you're going to go a little bit heavier than what you did in set number 2, and then try to get out 12 to 15 reps, tries to squeeze out 12 to 15 reps. And then set number 4, you're going to go heavier yet again, but on this set, you're going to try to get 10 to 12 reps. That's the generalization, and you are most likely going to stay with that standard rep range and going up in little increments to slowly have your repetition numbers go down. You're going to do that for a couple of months because there's a novice period where your body is taking in the stimulus as new, and it is going to slowly adapt to that stimulus. And so the thing about the bodybuilding is that you're going to be doing a lot of repetitive work. You're going to be doing a lot of the same exercises. I do the dumbbell chest press every single week, but how I vary it is with doing drop sets or going for strength. But I want you to keep in mind that when you're getting used to this, you're going to have a couple of months. You might even have a good 6 months where you don't have to make any variations because the stimulus is so new to your body that your body is changing to keep up with it. So I want you to keep that in mind. Muscle confusion, the most ridiculous word in the fitness vocabulary, comes from marketing. I spoke to one of the producers from Beachbody back in the day when I wanted to do Pilates Barbell Club as an online system, believe it or not. And then Shalene Johnson came out with her PIO, and I was mortified. I was like, I was this close. Not really. My system was different. My point is, I spoke with a producer, and he said, you need to have your own vocabulary. That's what's going to sell. And then he used the example of muscle confusion with what program with Tony Horton or whatever his name is. He said, you need your own vocabulary. And muscle confusion is the biggest bullshit thing out there. You don't want to confuse your muscle. You want to have a strong mind-body connection. And the muscle confusion has made its way out of the Beachbody world into the entire fitness world to where people, consumers, people like you are thinking that they're supposed to change things all the time to keep their body guessing so it never has a plateau. It's bullshit. It's marketing. It's what was used to set that video series apart. So in bodybuilding, it's the repetition. It is the repetition that builds the body, and then making little variations and little tweaks within that repetition that is going to progress your body once it gets to a level of fitness. Think of it as a level of fitness, not a plateau. So if you are going to do a drop set, the drop set is usually done on your last set, where you're going to pick a weight where you can just like barely squeeze out 5 reps. You put the weight down as quickly as you can and grab the other one if you're doing dumbbells, or you take off, a plate off of a barbell as quickly as you can, or you change the pin as quickly as you can. The point is to keep your body moving within that set with no rest. So you pick a weight that's really going to struggle. I'm pretending I'm doing a lateral dumbbell lift where you can only get 5 reps. Then you drop the weight, pick up another one, try to get 5 reps again. As you go down in weight, your repetitions are going to increase. So that maybe by the time, so say like a lot of times I do a drop set where I start with 25 pounds for a lateral dumbbell raise. I'm really strong. I've been doing it a long time. I know how to brace with my core. So I can get 5 reps with 25 pounds. Then I drop down to the 20, then to the 15, then to the 10. And then sometimes I drop down to a 5 pounder and then a 2.5 pound plate. And that 10 and 5 and 2.5 pound plate, I'm doing like 10, 15, 12 reps. I'm doing little partials to like really get the burn going. So it's a way for you to stimulate the muscle to really engorge it with blood. Blood is what heals your tissue so that it grows. And this is a really great thing to do if you want to see, like visually see your muscles all day long. Like if you're going to wear a tank top, you're like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do my shoulder workout and I'm going to do drop sets and I'm going to get myself a really nice pump. It's also really great to use if you had just eaten a bunch of carbs or you are going to eat a bunch of carbs. So say you ate sushi the night before or the day that you were going to do a shoulder workout, then, or any workout that you wanted to see muscle. Say you ate sushi the day before, right? You've got all this white rice, you got all this high glycemic carbs in your system, just stored in your muscles, ready to be used. So then if you do drop sets that day, you're gonna really see your muscles fill out. And it's just so incredible. A lot of women are afraid of this because they hear this and they say, I don't want to get bigger. It doesn't, you don't look bigger, you look more pronounced in these beautiful shapes of the muscles. The same idea of if you had a lot of food in your system, food in general is a really great way to utilize a strength set. So I use the sushi example because we're talking about high glycemic carbs. So carbs in drop sets really gives you the nice aesthetic pump. But say that you had a really big dinner, maybe it's the day after Thanksgiving. So you ate a huge meal and you probably ate all day on Thanksgiving. Well, then Friday, when you go work out, you could really work out hard because you have so much fuel. You have so much energy stored in your body, so you can really push yourself. It's also something that you can do if you are going to go eat a lot. So say you're going to go to brunch and you're like, I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to have mimosas. Alcohol opens up my appetite. I know I'm going to want to eat more. So perfect. I'm going to hit the gym and I'm going to work out heavy because I'm going to put that energy to use to grow my muscle. Because when we work heavy, it is so much stimulus and demand that you can have this like little play with what you're eating so that you can really maximize the potential to grow muscle. The more muscle you have, the denser your bones are, the higher your metabolism is, the slimmer you look. It's just a bonus effect. Now, you can also use this as an emotional, energetic thing. So if you're like really stressed and feeling high strung and like your screws and wheels are busting out of your brain because you're really focused at work and blah, 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 like that's a really great time to really push yourself in a drop set or push yourself with a heavier weight. Heavier weight is a really great thing to use when you're agitated, when you're irritated with something, because it's like you can put all of that to use. You can really use that anger and that irritation into action. And so this is one of the other reasons why I love exercising so much is because it is an emotional outlet. Anger, agitation, irritation, they are all signs that there is something in our soul that is ready to be birthed or a place in our life that is out of alignment that we can grow through. So don't be afraid to have negative emotion. Go put them to work when you work out. And then remember, you are probably going to be able to do the standard workout for at least 6 months before you have to quote unquote worry about doing any type of changes. Okay. So you have this long-term effect in the Fat Life container so that you really get to know your body, because my goal for you is that you are embodied in your desires and you have the tools to get you there. You could always stay for longer rounds of the Fat Life if you're doing the group 6 month or if you're doing a year one-on-one. You could always repeat, right? But I just want to make sure that you know that you're equipped to handle things on your own if you don't continue for whatever reason.